Create your own branded game with Stick and Play. It's quick and easy. See how it works. In this video tutorial, you will learn how to set up the wolf and eggs game step by step. Let's start with designing your own branded game. In this step, you can set the looks of your game. In order to change graphics, just press the Change button and choose the file from your hard drive. Each graphic has its own fixed size. Make sure your files have the same. If you wish, you may download the default graphics and take a look at all the necessary files by clicking the Download button. You can always go back to default settings by pressing Reload icon. First, set the startup screen and graphics for play and help buttons in 3 versions. Standard 1, when hovered by mouse pointer, and the pressed one. This will add some extra touch to your design. Next, add your own board background and the reset button in 3 versions. Standard 1, when hovered by a mouse pointer, and the pressed one. Now it's time to change the wolf character, who's got 4 different positions in the game. Player facing upper right corner, lower right corner, upper left corner, and finally, player facing lower left corner. In each Wolf and Eggs game, players got 3 lives, represented by the life icon. Upload your own, representing how many lives the players got left. Then add your scored object. In the default version, they're eggs, dropping down from 4 directions. Upload an object of your choice. Depending on the settings, after a number of rounds, instead of an egg, an extra objects appear. A killer and a bonus life. You can swap them with your own graphics. Just keep in mind they have to be easily differentiated from each other and the scored object. Every object has got its alternative crashed version. It appears when the player fails to catch. Upload yours. You can also change the keyboard control buttons Q, A, P, L, then you can move on to changing the final screen, which shows up after the game together with Play Again and Go to App buttons. The Go to App button shows up when you publish your game directly in Newsfeed and lets the user switch instantly to your application. Finally, it's time for your own Help screen, together with the Back button in 3 versions: default, hovered, and pressed. When you're finished designing the game, simply take a look at the live preview at the bottom of the page and check if everything you've changed fits well. When you're ready, go to the next step, Application View. If the player decides to take part in a competition mode, they will have to switch to your app. This is done simply by pressing Go to App button at the final screen of your game in Newsfeed. In this part, you can change all the graphics of the elements visible in Facebook application, which were not seen in Newsfeed. These are the app background, which is the screen behind the board game. Invite, share, and rank buttons in 2 versions, default and hovered. Big and small game icon of the application, visible in the application catalog and in case of application sharing. Public icon, visible in Newsfeed after the game has been published. The icon is supposed to encourage other users to play in Newsfeed and take part in your campaign. It's a good idea to add a slogan like "Click to play." Fangate background. This is where your like widget will appear when you set up a fangate. Technical break. This screen will show up when you schedule a break in your campaign for any changes in the application. When you're done with all the graphics, it's time for setting up your game's mechanics. In this step, you will set all the parameters of the game and its difficulty level. You can adjust the following settings. Time required to go to next level from 10 to 60 seconds. Difficulty level, how hard, from 1 to 10. The next level is in comparison with the previous one. After how many scored object, in the range 20 to 100, will the bonus life object appear. The bigger the number, the more difficult the game is. After how many scored object, in the range 20 to 200, will the killer object appear. The bigger the number, the easier the game is. Click Save and test how good is your game in the preview. When you're satisfied with the playability of your game, switch to font settings. Here you can customize all the fonts, their look, size, alignment, and position. Game score description. Enter the text describing score in your language. Text alignment. Adjust the setting of the score text line with its graphics. Font editing. Choose a font, adjust its size and color. If you can't find your desired color on the color palette, simply type in its hex code. If you don't see the font you need, just drop us a line. We'll add one. Text position. Adjust the score text line vertical and horizontal position. Now, repeat the same steps for the final score. Check if all your font settings are appropriate. And when you're done with all the editing, it's time for the final stage, setting up your own Facebook application. Please bear in mind that before you put anything in the text areas, think twice. Whenever you save your changes, Facebook automatically imports some of the data, and it may be impossible to change anything. Adjust the settings of your Facebook app and schedule your campaign. Let's start with the game name. Enter the name for your game. It will show up as a name for Facebook application and will be displayed in the Publish App window. Next, set your application address. Is your app unique address? Just put the name after the slash mark. You can only use letter, no special signs, commas, and numbers are allowed. Then put in your fan page address. Is the web address that the app is supposed to be assigned? Please remember to type in the https://secured link. In the publication text area, type in the text that will encourage your fans to play your game. Next, move on to the promotion start. Set the exact time, date, and hour for the launch of your campaign. Remember to put in the hour just a little bit before the time of your app going public. Adjust the promotion end. Set the date and the exact hour for the end of your campaign. Then results announcement. Set the time when the contest results will be presented. Don't forget the rules. Simply upload the file with terms and conditions. Finally, with switch buttons, adjust your settings regarding rank. Decide whether you want your players to see the rank list. Even if it's off, you as an admin can still see it. You can switch it anytime you wish. Fangate. Decide whether you want users to like your fan page prior to playing in your app. Technical break. Whenever you feel you have to update your game, setting, or graphics, you can switch on the break and display the technical break screen that you've customized in the first step. Facebook API score. Decide if you players shall get notifications about their friends' scores. That's it, you're done. Whether you feel you would like to introduce some additional customization that you couldn't do yourself in the creator, type in your needs in the additional customization text area, and we will do our best to answer them ASAP.